Just fucking do it. Subscribe now.
Certain date, and after this date, it's our deal, and before that, it's the old.
Yeah, but then when we define the assets we're going to buy,
just one thing. It's not so the inventory $2 million. You said appraised value with the due diligence.
The inventory, well, approximately because the due diligence is running now.
Okay.
It will go down approximately at least 750,000. That's what the lawyers already indicated.
So 2.5 million.
yeah, but that,
Between 2 and 2.5.
yeah, but the things when you look at this deal, you don't know that yet because it's something that's subject to due diligence. And when you have the first conversation, he says, "I want 3 million."
So we'll say estimated 2.5.
No, first I would start. Okay, he wants 3 million. We need to define why does he want that 3 million, and what are we going to buy? Because an asset purchase, you need to define the assets you're going to buy and the liabilities. But if we look at the assets, we have the inventory. We don't take the invoices, we don't take the cash, so we only have the inventory and the goodwill because we want the website, we want the clients, etc. We want to take this as well. So on the asset side, we have inventory and goodwill. That's the only thing. And on the liability side, I don't know if we take leases as well.
No, we also the HR due diligence because that's a risk because we have to take over the
employee
contracts and the due diligence for the inventory. That's it.
So if we cherry pick,
you're not taking over the lease as well. Where are those employees going to be?
The owner already he's owning the building.
Yes.
So there will be a contract for the building.
Okay, so that's the lease.
So if you cherry pick everything, you have goodwill, inventory, employee contracts, and lease.
Right.
Okay.
But the goodwill is basically the excess of the, like you add up everything else and then whatever the difference is between the total and the purchase price, that just is goodwill.
Yeah, but goodwill is also, it's a fugazi, like you said in the Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, it's the name, it's the clients, it's the management structures in place. It's
those intangibles that you have priced in just because everything else is accountable for it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We're out of here. So inventory, we estimated at 2 million or 2.5?
Between 2 and 2.5. Well,
yeah, but just for simplicity's sake, so 2 million.
The seller is motivated, so I can negotiate the price. It's
but the objective estimate of the value of the inventory. Like if you had to sell it tomorrow, this inventory on eBay, how much do you think it's worth? 2 million?
Well, I did talk with the banks about that, and some banks say it's they write off 90%. Some banks say 50%. It depends on.
So
it's not the thing. The thing is the price, and the price is still negotiable.
That's the asking price.
That's the asking price.
This is the inventory.
This is the inventory, and we'll pay about 2 million for this.
Okay, for the deal.
For everything.
Okay, but but just like so that we can explain this, the inventory is about 2 million, 1.5. The liquidation value of the inventory.
I know exactly after I got the diligence.
Yeah,
but perhaps that's something
we need to mention this.
Yeah, we need to mention it, but we don't know that yet because now we're negotiating and we're waiting for a due diligence report from the accountants.
A ballpark figure, like a conservative estimate, 1.5 million? 1 million? There must be an estimate. Like these aren't obscure goods, right? Like these are goods that are sold in the marketplace.
I know the goods, but I didn't get to see the list yet.
Okay, 1.5 million? Is everyone happy with that?
I would put a range, probably between 1.5 and 2.5.
That's a big range.
Maybe 1.5 and 2 then, or is that still a too big range?
So let me just catch up here. This is your weapon deal, right?
Right.
Okay. And they're doing due diligence now.
Right.
Okay. To start due diligence and not have an idea of what he's asking, there's a disconnect. I mean, it could be zero. You don't think it's zero, okay? But you just said the banks may write off 10% or they may write off 90%. That doesn't sound like an inventory figure. That sounds like a goodwill figure. I mean, if the inventory is there in its guns or whatever shit it is, it's there. Okay, so for one bank to say, are they saying they would finance 90% of it, or they would only finance 10% of it? Is that what you're really saying? Or, but you use the words write off. Why would a bank want to write off the value of the inventory?
That was the discussions with the banks, and now I found two banks who will finance 100%. And in the beginning, I did not find the right banks, and that was the issue, because some banks told me it's worth nothing. Like Deutsche Bank said 95% off, and another bank said 50% off of the value. That's how they see the value.
Okay, but are these?
Yeah, but
these are not obsolete weapons. These are current day shit.
These are not real weapons. These are not you can hurt someone with. These are
Like
free
soft
weapons.
And what can you sell them?
Free means in Germany you can buy this kind of weapons when you're 18 and above.
They're like pellet guns and like airsoft
Okay,
rifles
yeah.
and things like that. Yeah.
Well, you can hurt somebody with those.
Yeah.
Anyway, but, okay. Well, there's got to be some value. I mean, for argument's sake.
1.5 million.
Yeah, just put 1.5.
But you think you can sell it, right, Bur?
Yeah, well, if the deal crashes totally, I can take those products and put it in the other company, and because they got also the same products. He's this deal is a professional in just the weapons market, and the other company has a lot more different kind of products. Yeah, so I can.
So in worst case, when you need to sell it, you get 1.5 million.
No. That's the price. That's a supplier price. I can sell it a lot more.
Yeah.
So
That's the wholesale price.
That's the
retail price would be higher.
right.
Okay. So what else comes in this deal other than
Yeah, you have some goodwill, and then lease and employee contract.
Yeah, and then there's the flip side. There's the liabilities.
Yeah, but the lease isn't really like a real liability, right? Like
No,
you're gonna-
because
that's
you
an
need
operating
to. That's an
expense.
operating expense.
Yeah. Well, so what else? You're just basically paying for the inventory, and then
Yeah.
the intangibles like the website and the and some other things.
Well, we got he's got an employee that's working for 15 years for him, and he's going to be the CEO of the company because if the owner leaves.
Okay.
I need somebody because the problem in this deal is it's like 500-600 kilometers away,
Okay.
so I can't be there every day. And
But because this is more or less an e-commerce business, is this an e-commerce or are they
yes,
actually
it is e-commerce.
are they manufacturing there?
No.
Okay, so you could eventually or sooner rather than later consolidate it on your existing facilities
That's
to solve that problem.
That's the idea, but not in this situation we're in right now because we're restructuring the old company into the QLA model, and it takes time.
Okay, but instead of signing the lease that's 500 kilometers away, why not just lease some warehouse space near to where you're based?
I've done a warehouse already.
Okay.
I built one, and it's there. But this is a deal we are closing, and I don't want to make changes for the first year. So it should just go on, move on, and get the EBITDA. That's all I want for the first year.
Okay.
And in
And you have that
3
key
years.
person there. You also have the key person that probably lives there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but the warehouse, yes, that's an important part. The warehouse, you can put it anywhere you want, and I got the space already, so
yeah.
it's no problem.
Okay. So we'll mention that there's the key person.
You have 15 employees, of which one is the key person.
22 employees.
Okay.
That's the one key person is
The one key person
Because
is the
he'll
most
run this as a standalone
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Okay. 20 employees, you said?
22.
22.
And this will also be in the asset deal that the one key person has to get the CEO, be the CEO, because or else I couldn't run the business.
And what's your plan with the other employees?
And in the beginning, we just take them over.
Okay, so your plan is to take everyone over.
There's some laws you have to take them over, all of them.
have no
even
choice.
though if it's an asset deal,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
some.
They must take them.
European socialism.
It's not as bad as in France, but yeah.
Okay, so when we describe this here, that's what that's what he asked for initially. It'll probably end up being 2 million, I think he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a Disneyland price.
Yeah. And then, so the 2 million is kind of similar to the inventory and the intangibles like the website and whatever. So you're pretty much just paying the current like liquidation value of the business for recurring streams like this. So that seems pretty good.
Our board says they call it a lucky buy.
Yeah.
It's like you can't make something wrong. So
What do they call it? A lay down or something?
The numbers work
Where's
out.
that solid ground?
Yeah, it's amazing because it's quite sizable business as well.
Okay. Then we can.
So we don't even need this SWOT analysis because
No, it's
it
a
talks for
simple
itself. Yeah, it's a simple deal and it more or less, it talks for itself, right? Like he's basically buying stuff at a garage sale,
Yeah.
but that has
It comes with
recurring revenue.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
plus-
a key person to keep this kind of more or less hands-on
Yeah.
for the short term at least.
maybe we should talk about the licensing. There are 3 people who have the license to
sell
free
remote.
weapons.
Okay.
That's
And
lucky.
one of them is the owner. He goes out, and 2 of them will remain. And
You need a license to sell free weapons? Okay. So this key person has the license?
not yet. He will get it, but not in the beginning.
So he's going to be the CEO, but he's also going to be the person dealing with the consumers and the retailers and whoever they're selling to?
Or does he
It's
just have to hold the
B2C. It's
license?
just B2C. It's not B2B.
Yeah, but like the company doesn't hold the license, it's the guy?
You can't have the company can't have the license.
Yeah, but that's a threat.
The
you know?
license
Yeah.
has to
Because
What do you do? What do you do to assure that you're always going to have somebody there who holds a license? Because
Yeah.
if the owner leaves, the other two
That's-
guys have licenses.
Yeah, that's good
they
for
could
SWOT
sort
analysis
of hold
because
you
you
off
can't
with a free
get
weapon.
the company.
That's why I mention it because it will also be part on the asset deal.
Mhm.
They have to stay, and the new CEO has to acquire the license.
So the new CEO does not have the license?
Not yet, no. But he has to within a certain time.
And what if he doesn't get it?
Then the deal falls apart.
But do you have a license within your existing portfolio of companies for?
I do have a license. The problem is licenses are only within a range of 20 kilometers.
But can you ship these weapons to where you are and then use them?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not
That-
totally
that's-
screwed if.
Right.
Okay, right.
Why do you have so many employees there? This is e-commerce.
Are these like warehouse workers?
Most of them.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of people who work in a warehouse for a company that's doing revenue top line 7 million or 7 million, right?
Yes.
Is there a sales team in here?
No,
What's the average price of an item you sell? What's the average price of the portfolio? Is it 50 euros, 300 euros,
100 euros.
100 euros? So you got 100 into 7 million is what is that? 7,000, 70,000. Yeah, things you sell a year. So let's say that's 10,000 and 15,000 a month. I mean, you got too many fucking employees. These guys must be playing pinochle and playing chess all day. I buy and sell these businesses all day long.
That's like a
I mean, you need
20,000 square foot.
this is an exaggeration. You need 2 people, not 22 people.
It's like a 20,000.
But it's even
square
better
foot
for
warehouse.
us. So
Well, no, I'm just saying that, I mean, you can increase, what's the average cost of an employee? What do you pay? What do they get paid?
in this deal, they have minimum wages.
So it's like 50 euros an hour. Right? Okay, times 40, and these assholes are working 40 hours or less, right?
Yes.
This is the fatherland.
Yes.
Maybe 30 hours. Call it 40 hours. 40 hours times 450, 900, 1,800 a month, 20,000 per employee to do nothing. We can add, make that 8 million now.
But because this is Europe, like that's a significant liability. You can't just let them.
Well, now, well, remember,
Sometimes you,
I've been firing people in Germany for 50 fucking years. When I was Siemens, there's a right way and a long way and a Siemens way. I fired thousands. Every contract's got a loophole. As I asked Siemens, and I'm going to ask you, do these guys have to work to get paid? The answer is no. Their contract says they just get paid. They don't have to fucking work. You put them out in a hut, out here in the cold. No heater, and they'll all quit. I've been doing this a long time. That's bullshit. The same thing in Netherlands, same thing in Belgium.
especially after an acquisition, you can use
Correct.
the acquisition to leverage
Yes, absolutely.
firing people.
Yep. I don't know if it's 2 people, but maybe 5 people. But certainly not 22 people.
Okay, anything else that we should add that's worth mentioning? We can talk about the license, I think, when we just brief it, but it's not like it's an all or nothing thing, right? Because even if it's not transferred in a reasonable amount of time, you can take that inventory and sell it through your existing channels, and you should be fine, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you close down the company, does that allow you to lay off the employees and there's no ongoing
If
obligation?
you close down the company,
Yeah, because you could take all that inventory, pull it, not right away, I understand what you're saying, but after 6 months, a year, take the inventory, move it to your existing company, right? Close this thing down, you get rid of all 22 employees.
I could do that right.
And plus the thing is,
So I don't have to wait.
they're also minimum wage employees, so they fight less hard than more richer
they're not
employees.
going to lawyer up
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah. They're going to go to McDonald's. Okay, anything else that we should put on here?
now can you, I asked your wife this before, I can't remember what her answer was. These aren't like bazookas and machine guns and stuff like that. Okay. Can you transfer into that machine gun and bazooka business? Or is this just, pellet guns and...
Well, the owner has the license for real weapons also.
You can be a gun dealer.
I could be,
You don't want to be.
not in the beginning, but if the market
They can
demands,
sell this shit to Nigeria and real guns.
But how valuable is the license to sell real
Yeah.
guns? Because that in itself, even if you're not using it, but if there's a way of obtaining that, I don't know if there is, but if there's a way, does that have value that could somehow be transferred to somebody else? Do you have some asset that you didn't know you're buying, but you're buying it? That could be either used yourself or sold to somebody else who could use it. Because you have all these options. You're buying all these options.
Okay.
Like the
I
option.
never thought about it, but
That's why you're here.
That's-